What up? It's your boy, the Incredible Man, and I'm back at it again. I just seen Kimetsu no Yaiba episode 14, and it was absolutely glorious. I mean, I don't know. It was good to me. I enjoyed it. And this is my discussion / review type thing. But let's get it, man. The episode was good to me. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like any of the past episodes where it was like all action and everything. It kind of slowed down pretty heavily, and then it kind of just focused it was a lot of comedy in this episode. I mean, that's not a bad thing though. The comedy that was in it, it had good timing, and some of it was funny to me. Some of it, it kind of played heavily, so it got a little thin. But the other parts, it was funny, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. So, I mean, every episode doesn't have to be action-packed and have a whole bunch of action and everything like that to enjoy the episode. But they did give us some action in this episode. It picked up right after last week's episode, and we got to see Tanjiro fight Inosuke. And I know his name now. He's not just the boarheads dude. He's Inosuke. And we got to see Tanjiro fight him. And dude, let's just say, man, that was a fight. There was no swords. There was no particular breathing art style or anything like that. It was just a straight fist to fist slugfest, man. And I just gotta be real with you, man. Inosuke was bringing the smack down, man. He was bringing the smack down. Dude up there pulling wrestling moves when they were going off the like when he was twisting around Tanjiro's head back and forth, going around, and then he started fighting real low in the stance, and Tanjiro was like, "This is reminiscent of how a boar fights. He's attacking all my low positions." Their fight scene was absolutely great. But let's talk about the moment that kick-started that fight scene. It picked right up after last week's episode when Inosuke was attacking Zenitsu. And Tanjiro just bomb rushed dude and threw a punch and broke his ribs at the ready, man. The moment he made contact, it was like, and you heard his ribs break, man. That was fantastic, and I love that scene. And then that fight continued, and it was great. They didn't use swords. It was a straight fist fight, and both of them was laying out. Tanjiro was awesome. You got to give him his credit because he was just deflecting stuff left and right. And then Inosuke was beast, man. Dude was like throwing out low punches, and he was like flipping Tanjiro like it was nothing. Dude is a grappler. So we okay. It was straight WWE in this episode. But then we get to the point to where Tanjiro just headbutts dude, and dude is like it didn't phase him. Like, honestly, I thought it was gonna phase him instantly because we know Tanjiro's headbutts, but it kind of he lingered on it, and then dude finally, like, his mask fell off, and we got to see his face. And I agree totally with Zenitsu. Dude is like his body doesn't match his head. Dude is like way too pretty, but he's a cool character, and I'm enjoying him. So, and I'm loving this trio that they started. But his face. I mean, his mask came off, and we seen his face, and we kind of got introduced to the character. And yeah, it started off as a character that we weren't sure we was gonna like, but now, after this whole episode, I'm invested. I like this character. This character is pretty cool. I'm enjoying this character now. But then after that happened, he proceeded to introduce himself, and then he said that he couldn't read or write. He told his name, and Tundra was like, "How do you spell it?" And he was like, "I can't read or write. It's on my loincloth." And then he passed out because of a concussion. Like it didn't register like when it first happened, but like right after it, then it kind of picked up. Sorry about the train. I'm so sorry. But then we get what happened after that. Oh, before I talk about what happened after that, let's talk about the moments with the kids and Zenitsu. And all of the other stuff. I love them having the comedic moments in this episode, and even them when they were cutting away from Tanjiro in Inosuke's fight, and we'd have the kids kind of look weary or like look shocked about what's going on. Like, dude, how hard is your head? Or Zenitsu. I loved all those comedic timing points. Those were fantastic. And this was an enjoyable episode. Every episode doesn't have to be strictly fights and going deep into the backstory of the episode. Comedic episodes and stuff like this slows down the anime, so it doesn't always drastically catch up with the manga in certain situations and stuff like. So episodes like this, it's fine to me. Filler episodes are absolutely fine to me when they're good filler episodes. What else? Oh, they started to bury the people that was in the house, and dude was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "We're burying the people," and he was like, well, why don't you help us? And he was like, no, I'm not helping. And Tundra was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Are you still sore from the from the fight? That's okay. You take a break. You rest. And the kid, then they panned and showed the kids, and the kid was like, he's just so off. He's so off. That I enjoyed though. Those scenes were actually funny. And then dude was like, you know what? I'm gonna pay more people than you guys ever could. And I'm loving their camaraderie, man. I love Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Tanjiro as a team. I'm loving them together, man. Excuse me. Then we get the bird with the crow. I don't know if anybody else will mention this, but the crow gave the kid, the oldest brother from the 3 kids, he gave him the Westeria, I think that's what it's called, and it's demon protection, and it'll keep him safe, and it'll keep the demons from going after his what was it, Morochi or something like that, because he has a special type of blood that the demons are attracted to, and that's going to keep the demons away from it. So that was it was nice to wrap that up with the whole side story about the kids and them going home, and the older brother's going to be safe now because they gave him that demon warden flower. So that was nice. Then we get to the crow telling them that they can go to this place to rest, and then like everybody went, and it's a little miniature adventure. And then we get to the place where they're at, and that's when we kind of dive and get more in depth to we get a little miniature backstory of Inosuke after they've washed and they've taken a bath and got ready for bed and everything, and the little old lady fixed their beds and everything. Zenitsu kept calling her a monster, and every time he did, Tanjiro hit him. That was funny too. Stuff like that was this episode wasn't a super duper action packed episode. It was a comedic filler episode, and it was enjoyable to me. But then we got a little miniature backstory of Inosuke and how he became a demon core member. And dude said, I just met some dude in the forest, and and we fought to see who was stronger, and then I went to take the test. Scenes like that, I mean, I enjoyed it. It had comedic moments, and they were funny comedic moments. So, but then like after they was talking and everybody kind of figured out everything, and they kind of became not so much as friends, but they kind of acknowledge each other's powers, and they're kind of just hanging out, man. And I love that. They're all 3 great characters. I was feeling Zenitsu in that maybe like 2 episodes ago. I was like, yeah, Team Zenitsu, man. But now I'm like Team Zenitsu, Team Tanjiro, and Team Inosuke, man. I love all 3 of these characters. They're great characters, and this episode it showcased all 3 of them, and I got to know them a little better, and I enjoyed having them hang around each other. It made me feel like I was a part of the group with them having a good time together. Well, before I continue, the other scene where Inosuke was stealing Tanjiro's food, and he thought he was going to get mad, and he didn't. He was like, if you're that hungry, here, take it. Scenes like that and stuff, man, it's absolutely glorious to me. But, the main thing that I want to talk about this episode was, Inosuke didn't have any, he was worried about the box with Nezuko in it at first, but now he kind of just let it lie. But Zenitsu wanted to know what was in the box, and that was a whole serious moment about everything that was going on. But then, like when it came to, they made it comedic about him finding Nezuko, and when Nezuko came out of the box, and him going into his sleep mode with his electricity and everything. It was like, Tanjiro, I know you didn't make me save and risk all my blood and everything, and you've been walking around with this chick the whole time. It was funny, but I wish they would have took that a little more serious. I felt like that scene could have been more serious, and they would have been so much more enjoyable for the viewers, in my opinion. But that's just me. That's pretty much all that happened in this episode. I mean, like I said, it was a filler comedic episode, and it slowed down the pace just so we can, enjoy this week. And I'm pretty sure next week is going to pick up with some action and stuff. But this is your boy, Nick Incredible Man. Don't forget to smash that like button till you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them. And subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. And remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.